Every game has glitches. Some are funny, some will give you an advantage, and some are just annoying, but some will absolutely destroy your game. Animal Crossing New Horizons is unfortunately no different, and although it's quite funny to watch your villagers spin themselves into oblivion, the glitch I'm going to be talking about today is not funny whatsoever.
That thing you did was really sad and pathetic and not funny.
Back when the game first released, there was a glitch when you would have a villager moving into a plot. It would say reserved for, and then whatever the villager name was, new home. But then you would go back the next day and it would still be an empty plot, but now say reserved for blank's new home. This could happen if you adopted a villager from someone's island who they had forced out with amiibo or through the campsite. Nintendo patched this with the update 1.1.2, except now an even worse glitch has appeared. This glitch is known as the I moved out glitch, and as of at the moment it is considered unsafe to attempt any villager trades. When you go to someone's island where a villager you want is in boxes and you attempt to adopt them, what can happen is that on the first day you will see the normal empty plot telling you who the plot has been sold to, but on the second day you will see the house, but instead of the villager being in boxes, you won't be able to enter and the front door will read I've moved out, signed by the villager you wanted to move in. The plot is now glitched. The villager will never move in but will be shown on your map as having moved in. Unfortunately, this is not the only way this glitch can happen, but is the easiest way to risk yourself getting it. The other way people have found themselves with this problem is if they have recently visited someone's island to trade recipes, furniture, or just to say hello, where a villager is in boxes and 2 days later have found themselves with the glitched villager. This Google Doc I found on Reddit actually goes over 4 scenarios of how this glitch can occur, so I will link that in the description below if you'd like to have a read. It's important to note that this particular glitch only affects the person receiving the villager, not the person getting rid of the villager. So if you have the I've moved out house on your island after someone visits but you're the person who was removing the villager, that's completely normal and is supposed to happen. Another sign that you have a glitched plot is if you return to your island and find the plot has been sold to the wrong villager. For example, if you adopted Renee, but then you find the plot has been sold to Hazel, it's quite likely the plot will now be glitched. There were also reports from players saying that when visiting to invite the villager that they wanted, they were given the option to invite them twice. Again, this could be a sign that you will get a glitched plot. The Google Doc does mention that it was reported that if you force close the game after being given the option to invite a second time, this will prevent the villager from moving onto your island and possibly save the plot. So why is this happening? In Animal Crossing, there's a mechanic called the Void. And it's where your villagers go when they've moved out without being adopted by another player. They will hang around in the void for a certain period of time before eventually being cleared from the game's memory. It was in New Leaf as well, and it could be manipulated so you could get villagers that had completely moved out of a friend's town or passing someone on Street Pass, but it couldn't guarantee you who you would get without doing something known as clearing your void. You can clear your void by visiting someone that has 10 villagers before visiting someone who has 9 or less. You can do this in New Horizons as well, but I'm not 100% on if the void works the exact same way, and I'm not going to pretend like I do. If you want to know a bit more about how the void works, I'm going to include a link in this Tumblr post that goes into a lot more detail than I ever could on how it worked in New Leaf. So how can you prevent this from happening? The answer is, unfortunately, you can't. Because this doesn't happen to everyone every time they invite a villager to move in. All you're doing by inviting villagers from other people's islands is increasing your chances of getting a glitched plot. It's not guaranteed, and therefore there is no guaranteed prevention method. There are a few things the community have found to try and fix the issue, but again, it's not a guaranteed fix. If you have Amiibo, you can invite someone to the campsite to kick the glitched villager out. This seems to be the most successful fix at the moment. You can wait for someone to visit the campsite and again try and kick the glitched villager out, but there is a chance they will pick the wrong one, but you could try restarting the game and seeing if they will pick someone else. The final community method is to time travel. You will have to time travel day by day and not all in one go. Each time you time travel, check to see if the plot is still there. Eventually, the plot may become empty. This doesn't work for everybody, but there are reports of this working. Again, these methods are not guaranteed to fix the issue. The only guaranteed fix will be to wait and see if Nintendo patch it. I imagine they have to be aware of the issue by now. In the meantime, the safest things you can do are: don't visit your friends if they currently have a villager moving out. Don't invite friends to your island if you have a villager moving out, or fill all your plots before doing anything online. Finally, I just want to clarify that if you use Amiibo at your own campsite to kick out a villager you don't like or want, this glitch shouldn't happen. It only seems to happen if you're scouting elsewhere. I hope this video has been helpful, and I really hope hope that Nintendo patch this soon. It's a shame that at the moment going to anyone's island for any reason is a risk to your own game, but I hope that this will be fixed with the Earth Day patch that's coming up. I really hope you've been enjoying these Animal Crossing videos. I really do enjoy making them. I really hope they've been helpful for you with your games or taught you something new. I'd really appreciate a like or maybe just a comment about something that's going on in your game, or maybe something I could talk about. I'm really enjoying making like helpful tips or tools that you can use to help with your experience. And I'll see you next time. Bye!